said me to fix. You ain't gotta do. You ain't have to me like that.
All right, we live. What you know we was live?
Live at a 5. Yeah.
Back on that thing again. Hey, welcome back to the Chitlin Circuit podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. It's your boy Jerry. I got a whole bunch of guests with me today. A whole bunch, actually. Special guests with me again. Back for it. Round 2. We got Young 2.
Queen Q is here in the building.
Oh, what's up? It's your girl Mercedes.
All
What's
right,
up, y'all?
man.
I'm back. Looking real Nubian-ish today, okay?
Yes, Nubian queen.
So, just so y'all know, I stole y'all little Facebook tags. They go Tooties right there. If you want to follow Q, they got her Facebook tag.
Okay.
All right. And then you can follow her on Instagram as well.
Y'all looking real long.
Special guest. I had to say the best for last. The illustrious.
I've been on here like 4 or 5 times now.
You still a special guest, Nick?
Submit.
Submit.
Submit, buddy.
Wow.
You got it? All right. Well, fine. All right. So I'm going to hit you. Huh? I'm about to open it up.
You didn't even introduce me.
Well, we tried.
We got the special guest, the illustrious Charlene Bayon, number 1 on my profile pic, so you can't miss her.
Hey, y'all. Let's get into it.
All right.
I can't do it on camera.
So I'm just gonna start. So I stole this screenshot. The guys, the audience, they can't see it. Obviously, I didn't put it in here. But you know what? Actually, let's back up.
Okay.
I want to hit current events first because there's been some things that's been going on. We should probably touch up real quick before we hop into the meat of it. And let me go ahead and turn back. Spoken Reasons and Emmanuel Husson. I know y'all heard about it.
You know what? I had seen it a little bit, but I don't know what's going on with it. I seen it like on one of those gossip pages on Instagram.
What did you say? What did you say?
So, Spoken Reasons and Emmanuel Husson. You know who? Do you know who they are?
Yeah.
who?
Yeah,
They doing
asking
what?
all them questions, but I haven't seen it though.
So what?
I didn't know
happened?
that they were doing segments together. That's the thing I didn't know. I just thought it was Emmanuel Husson and his brother.
Slide, because you cutting out the
Oh.
no slide. Y'all need to slide to the.
Me
left
too?
A little bit. Yeah,
Oh,
just
okay.
a little bit. There you go. So now I can see you. All right, cool.
Okay. Good.
So nobody know. Well, you know what's going on. We was talking about this. All right. So, and you say you haven't seen it?
Yeah. So give me the rundown.
All right, so basically, if for those who haven't seen it and those who have seen it, Spoken Reasons, he's what do you call him? YouTube personality,
Yeah,
pretty much.
I remember him.
Yeah, and Emmanuel Husson as well, YouTube
That's what,
personality or social media.
Or is it Vine? Like they started
Nah.
off with Vine?
I think it was
happened to
YouTube. I think it was YouTube. I know for sure YouTube for Emmanuel and them. And I remember Spoken Reasons. I think he was YouTube as well.
I just see him on meme with the one with when you know they be like or eating a popcorn or something like that, and he's sliding down in the chair.
Yeah.
That's the only meme I've seen him
Okay.
on.
Well, basically, they've been having YouTube pages and stuff like that for I don't know how long.
Okay.
And in the past, they had a collaboration together, and there was a song that they put out, or Emmanuel put out. One or the other, they both put it out, and it's called "Accidental Questions."
Right. Okay.
And in this video that they shot, it was on Spoken Reasons YouTube page, or he put it on his YouTube page first. But basically, the video ended up getting over 66 million views.
Okay.
So that's a good chunk of money for the both of them, or it was supposed to be for the both of them. And what happened was, I guess, once Spoken Reasons got the money or whatever, supposedly according to Emmanuel, he disappeared.
Who is Spoken Reason? Is that his brother?
Nah,
No.
he
You got a picture?
Yeah.
I don't really answer him like
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
really look at him like that, like I did Emmanuel and them.
Yeah.
I knew it
You
was
know?
Emmanuel and his
Yeah,
brother.
and his brother.
But basically, the video hit over 66 million views.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
see him right there?
Hit a guy in
With
front
the
of
little
me.
green.
Oh,
Yeah.
the little. Okay. He
You remember,
did,
yeah.
Kinda. Yeah. I kind of remember.
He done a couple movies. He was co-starring in a movie with
Sure. What movie?
I think it was Sandra Bullock or the other one, the other comedian,
Who?
McCarthy or something like that.
The like she's thicker. She's a thicker. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. So basically, the video hit. Spoken Reasons already had a following. They both had followings, but Spoke had more of a following than Emmanuel did at the time.
You.
Okay.
And then once the video hit, they both blew up even more.
Right.
But Spoke disappeared with the money, according to Emmanuel. So then they go on Wild and Out, and they get to the freestyle session, and Smoke got smoked. Or Spoke got smoked.
Okay, so I saw something on the Shade Room where they said something about, I bet this guy doesn't want to step foot on Wild and Out again. So I guess that was about. I didn't know the backstory of it.
Meaning, who didn't want to step on?
Spoken Reason.
So, because Emmanuel had like.
Because he knew he owed Emmanuel Hudson money.
Yeah, so I saw that. I just didn't know the backstory. I just kept scrolling. So
now, I brought that up because I wanted to get y'all opinion on. Basically, we kind of like in the talks of, you know, in the background of something like collaborating, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we always talk about how we should be looking out for each other, not just us, but, you know, as a community, as black people. Oh, we need to be looking out for each other, and we need to be pulling each other up from the bootstraps and whatnot. How do y'all feel about people when they disappear, when y'all supposed to be sharing, you know what I'm saying, the money and stuff like that? They just fade away. Like, if it's true what happened, Spoke got the money. I'm thinking it. I think we calculated it to be like what, 200,000?
It was like 200,000.
200,000, and he just.
Because you said what, every million they get.
Yeah, every so million views they get X amount of money.
Right.
Okay.
And then when you do all the math, you add it up. We came out to like $200,000 some dollars after tax and everything like that. So that's a good chunk for somebody who ain't really got it.
Right.
And so I'm just wondering, like, how would y'all feel if somebody did that to y'all? Y'all collaborated, y'all come together, y'all both blow up, but then the one take the money because it hit his page or her page first, and now they gone. Like, how do we go about that? How do we go about that in the community? What?
Of course, you're gonna be pissed.
Yeah, that's
natural.
natural.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way that you can like put in a contract to kind of like avoid things like that. If that's like as for legal reasons, if you can make sure yourself is like you're covered as far as that goes, that would probably be the smartest thing to do because sometimes your word ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? And legally. Then right. So legally, if you make sure that you go over there with a lawyer, make sure this is understood on paper, I feel like you kind of cover yourself more. But if you do it that way, you try to trust people and do it that way on like a friendship type of thing. You know, if you get it, we good. It ain't nothing you can really do about it, honestly. You gotta take the L and just move different next time. I mean, it sucks, but you gotta take the L because you gotta learn to do different next time. You gotta make sure that that's in writing. You know, next time.
Because what's for you is for you. So
ooh, come on with a word.
Come with the L and just say, hey, you know, move on. There's nothing really you can't do. Somebody disappears. What you gonna do? Go fight them?
They disappear with 200,000. Yeah, I think we might have to.
But what that's gonna do?
At the end of the day, it's gonna piss you off. You are gonna wanna.
Yeah, it's just
that's a lawsuit. That's more money.
It's worth it. But at the end of the day, I mean, he should have made sure that was in writing. Like,
but you know what? Let's be realistic and human, right? You with friends, right? They weren't big then. They're like, this my friend, this my homeboy. Like, this boy funny, I'm funny. Let's make this money. Let's get these YouTube views and make this money. Hey, man. And then it goes out, and then the next thing you know, it becomes big, and the next thing you know, your friend is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta take the L. It hurt, but you gotta take the L. And I mean, he's still doing good. Like, he on well now. Like, he making his money. He just gotta move differently. And spoken words, he gonna get his.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
she said it's like I'll be too spoken.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was. I don't know if because Emmanuel Hudson did some rap, and like, I mean, it was a good rap. He got back at him.
He had that prepared.
It had to be prepared. But still,
you know, I watch a lot of battle raps. He had that prepared for a while.
Oh, yeah.
He was waiting. He couldn't wait for that.
He couldn't wait to get it out.
Before he said something about apologizing, that whole little thing like, you better move around before I get a rise. If I got one last thing to say, something before you apologize. So I don't know. He said something like that. Don't let me get to trying to lie.
I can't play it because obviously copyright, but you got to watch it. If you watch it, you're going to see what I'm talking about. And Spoken had nothing to say.
Oh, yeah.
He was embarrassed.
I'm going to have to go watch it. I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go watch it, too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't know the backstory. I just kind of saw that one post about...
They supposed they fought afterwards.
What?
No, they didn't fight.
How you know?
Who won?
Yeah, who y'all think won? Spoken words like Emmanuel.
Who y'all think won? No,
I think Emmanuel Hudson won.
Why would you think he win?
He real thick.
He's a real big dude.
Oh, my God. First of all, he's short.
He bigger than
he like 4'8".
He like 4.
Yeah, he is tiny.
Is he short?
Yeah, he's short. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They probably both short. I don't know, but they didn't fight. Charlamagne, the guy, they already talked about this, and he got inside information. He like they didn't fight at all.
Okay.
And DC Youngfly said they didn't fight. He said if it came to it, they should go ahead and fight, but Emmanuel was like, nah, he's not really on that.
That was a while back too. I mean, that asshole, that's old.
Yeah.
That's so old. That's so old.
Like that's why I say, man, he took his L, and that is what it is. At the end of the day, like I said, what's for you is for you. It's nothing you can really do about it. Like
I ain't never seen old buddy on
that's a big L.
Who's Spoke Reasons?
Yeah, not saying he not, but I ain't never seen him on no. Oh, I gotta grab it. Hey.
Oh, oh wow.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Sip.
$2 of wine gets you. All right, so let's cut into it because I know y'all waiting.
Just some Coke. Yeah.
So, all right. So, because this has been circulating the internet for a while, and I don't think it's just a post. I think somehow all the women got on the same page at the same time and been posting about submission. But I'm gonna read this one post that this guy put. So he said, or she said, I don't know who this is. They got the face mask on. So they said a woman being submissive to her man is dependent upon his ability to lead. So therefore, I guess a man's leadership has nothing to do with a woman's ability to be submissive. Then, yeah, sorry, I misread that. Yeah, he said therefore, I guess a man's leadership has nothing to do with a woman's ability to be submissive. Then, huh? LOL. So basically, I guess I don't know. He was like, it was kind of confusing. Right. But the weight of it is a woman being submissive to her man is dependent upon his ability to lead. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Why is that, Tootie?
I mean, I agree because at the end of the day, like, I know for me, if my man showing me that he can lead, that's that security piece that, us women, we want to feel. So that, I think women are naturally submissive when they feel like they're secure with their significant other. And, he can lead, like, he holding the family down, you know what I mean? Like, he's providing for the family. So I think that brings about natural submission for a woman. That's just my opinion.
You got nothing to say?
I don't have nothing to say.
Wow.
Charlotte, you want to piggyback?
I'm going to get y'all.
Go ahead. I have a rebuttal, I'm sure.
Yeah, let me do.
I think it's true.
You better answer right.
I'm trying to choose my words wisely. So.
No, go ahead. Forget about me.
No.
People need to know.
No, yeah. I think it. Stop sipping in my ear. No, I think it does have to do with leadership, of having that leadership backbone. You know what I'm saying? Like a man with no backbone, you can tell, and a woman will run right over that. Like a man that's just too soft or just doesn't say anything that's passive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it's easier to submit to a man that has great leadership abilities and characteristics.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
So y'all, okay.
So what you got? Because you just itching to get up on this.
Yeah, no. Well, first of all, let's define what submission is.
Define it.
What is submission? Because I'm a man, I'm like, all right, this is what it is to me. But for a woman to submit to the man, what is it for y'all?
I mean, you to me, I think it means you're following your significant other you follow his leadership.
Yeah.
So allowing him to lead.
Yeah, like you kind of stepping. I had to say step.
I mean,
no, you're right. Stepping back, allowing him to be the man and lead.
I don't want it to be confused as if we're submitting. That doesn't mean we don't have a voice.
Right.
I don't think of submission as that way.
Okay.
It's just I'm letting my significant other lead. I'm following his his leadership. He's a protector, so I stand back. I let him do what he do. It does not mean I don't have a voice. So I feel like that's kind of twisted a little bit, and the sense like when people
that's
submit,
where it comes to a lot of men like, oh, you ain't submitting because.
Okay, so a man is not supposed to demand submission. It's just supposed to happen, naturally.
Right.
So that's why I feel like leadership does have something to do with, a woman like naturally submitting.
Okay, is leadership the only qualification to get a woman to submit to the man?
No, we didn't say that. We were speaking to the post.
Right. So that's what I kind of diverged.
Well, no, because I also said the security piece too. Like he has to make that woman feel secure and safe.
What else? So secure and safe. He has to show himself to be a leader.
What I say, hold down the family.
What? Let's just generalize. What if there is no family involved?
Okay.
Because let's in the American dream, American eyes, you get married, then you have the kids, right? That's the
Ideally.
dream. Yeah, ideal dream that you're supposed to date and then become one and then, have
kids.
Family and, kids later.
Also, I need to know that, okay, I said protector, so I need to know that he has my back at all costs too. So
right.
You know what I mean? That's that support piece. So yeah, so what we say, support, leadership, security piece. So yeah.
Do you think?
Or you add to it? Add what?
Well, I'm
financial piece.
I was just about to get ready to say.
Financial.
Do you think?
I'm trying to get y'all.
Do you think if you were probably making more money than he, right?
If he again, so we kind of touched on that last week. Mm-hmm. Like, if I make more money, that's fine. Ideally, I think it's. Well, I'm not gonna say me. I think for most women, it is that security piece that really, makes me feel safe within myself, or just safe with my significant other. I think that's really big. Like, and again, I said that comes with that natural submission.
Hey,
Coach
Here
Huck.
goes number one right here. I was waiting for her to comment. Yes. Hey, Coach Huck.
What she said, you got to have a plan in place for me to follow.
A word.
It's definitely hot. Definitely hot.
So, all right, I think you said he shouldn't have to ask for submission, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have to. He shouldn't have. A man should not demand submission.
Mm-hmm. Open the door.
You okay, Gabriel?
I'm just trying to.
Because when you start demanding, you start becoming a
Enforcer.
No, that too, and what's a narcissist? That's what I was gonna say, a narcissist.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so she said she's not following because. All right, you know what? Before I go in on the comments. All right, so here's my thoughts on, because I've been seeing this a lot, and a lot of women talking about, oh, you got to be submissive, blah 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 blah, or he got to be a good leader and this and that. It don't seem clear to us, or at least me, that like I said, those qualifications need to be met, right? So if I'm coming to the table like we talked about last week, if I'm coming to the table with A, B, and C, and you only got A, but you're not being submissive to what you're saying, then what should I do then? Like you said, I'm not supposed to demand it; it's supposed to be given, but you're not giving it at that. At what point am I like, you're not being submissive? Because I'm hearing about submissive, but I'm not seeing the real world on what is being submissive.
That's where that communication piece comes in with you and your partner. I feel like communication, a significant other, whatever. I mean, that's key. I don't know if I'm just speaking from a personal type of.
Are you expecting a woman to be submissive in also a relationship before marriage? Or is this just
in general?
In general.
Just in general.
What I guess, like I said, what is being submissive? If you said it's just this, hitting these I'm hitting your leadership qualifications, I'm hitting your financial qualifications, and we're not married yet, but I'm hitting all these, and you still not submissive because you ain't got a ring, then what are we in this for? Y'all quiet around here.
No,
I'm trying to figure it out.
It makes you think, so it's kind of like you do want to use your words carefully.
You just can't just jump into something.
I mean, honestly, let's back up. Submission for me normally is, speaking from a marriage perspective, but it depends on how a person is raised too. Like, I feel like they may not think, like, when you say what is submission, so you mentioned, like, so what if I'm doing, all these qualifications before marriage and this woman is still not submitting?
What is submitting to?
I mean, I think
what is a woman being submissive? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm saying I feel like first you got to create that covenant though, like that marriage. So I'm speaking from like a marriage piece. I'm not even if we're dating, we getting to know each other. I don't know that submission. I don't know. That's kind of hard.
But then I mean, like, so okay. We going real far into marriage because that's like that's the goal, right? Mm-hmm. But what is being submissive in a real world scenario? You said following. I think she said I'm not following. She said I'm not following a man who doesn't have a plan. But like what? So y'all not married and he has a plan for what? It's just like.
But I have a question. What? In a relationship, what is being submit? What is
you? You define it. You had us define it.
So now you
from
define it.
From a man's standpoint. Standpoint. A man's standpoint. Sorry.
And you gotta turn that every time. Somewhat. So all right. To me, being submissive is like you listening. Well, obviously, we got to be communicating, right? Mm-hmm. But you're actually like it's kind of what we was talking about earlier. You know, in the room. Like you listening to what I'm saying, you trust in what I'm saying is the right thing, or you trust in that the goals I'm trying to meet for the family or for us in the relationship is going to work. So it's not that you're following it, but you're actually supporting me behind it. You investing in me.
Okay.
Right. So I'm not going.
Investing. So let's make it clear. Investing. What else did you say? Supporting you, trusting in you that
support too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what investing would be support.
Right. Same, right.
Yeah. Well, investing. Right. Yeah, you investing.
No, I'm trying to make clear what you said. What you thought submission was.
Yeah, I said investing, which is supporting. The communication is still like key because that's all you got.
Right.
I think that's pretty much it. Because as long as we communicating and we can both communicate properly, we understand each other,
right.
And she can back me up on my goals, then that's all we pretty much need. I mean, there's sub things like obviously we don't need to talk about sex because that's just a given,
right?
But that don't really need to be talked about. But everything that you do as in a couple is always considered like a team thing, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you have to be informed, like, hey, this is what's going on, or this is what I want to do, right. And then she has to be like, or he has to be like, okay, let's do that. I agree with you. Let's go ahead and go with that.
Right.
That's submission. I'm submitting to your whatever it is, your leadership, your goals.
Got you. Okay.
So you got a couple of So Snooki, hey Casey, she says submission for a man equals sacrifice.
Serious?
I didn't know.
Submission for a woman equals surrendering. And then you got some people that's liking that. That's agreeing. And I agree with that too.
Come on, Snug.
Submission for a man is sacrifice.
Submission for a woman equals surrendering.
Sacrifice. I'm like, sacrifice what?
Do you mean time?
You can't sacrifice. Sacrificing. I'm thinking
that's
like.
What do you mean?
You're sacrificing your individuality.
Yeah, there you go.
You're sacrificing your individuality.
So support you. Yeah.
Partner, or maybe you and your family.
Somebody no matter what, like whether the woman or the man, somebody got to sacrifice something. Somebody got to give up something to fully support the other person. Mm-hmm. That's just no matter what. That's how it is. Mm-hmm. Somebody got to sacrifice something. So that's how. What?
Mike, shut up. Like my stuff, Mike. Don't like other women's stuff.
Okay, so what is it that you're trying to, get across with submission?
You itching to say it.
Yeah, I'm the devil's advocate. I have to be.
So what's up?
No, but I'm saying like, all right, I'm hearing a lot of submission on like men don't usually have to, like you said, we don't have to ask for submission, right? But
no, you shouldn't have to ask for. I feel like when you like demanding it, being narcissistic about it. That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't be that way. Yeah, because I'm that man. I don't feel like it should be that way.
Now, if it is that way, why would it be that way?
Because of
his own ego.
What if she's not submitting?
Huh? You said what if she's not?
A man wouldn't continue to deal with the woman that's not submitting.
Well, listen. I just feel like if a woman is not naturally submitting, and I mean, this is just my opinion. I mean, you can disagree. I feel like if a woman is not naturally submitting, I just feel like the man is not doing what he's supposed to, because we are naturally submissive.
Naturally,
we are.
When we feel secure and protected.
Yeah, we naturally
feel like.
What's Snooki saying?
Snooki giving it.
A man, Snooki said, what you
honey, Snooki is preaching in the comments. Do you hear me?
A man is to love his wife like Christ. Love the church. The type of love is sacrificial.
What if he's an atheist?
Well, they don't need to be in that union then.
No way.
Equally yoked.
Anyway.
But that's why I went back to it depends on how you was raised. I didn't want to get into the the religion piece, but that's how it is. That's for me. I'm gonna speak more so from a marriage, where somebody else may just speak more so from just in the dating phase. I'm not gonna speak from that because I'm not gonna submit to nobody. Really. I'm gonna tell you that now.
But I'm saying, all right, like I said, y'all keep hitting marriage, but we haven't hit marriage yet. We not married. Why would you even believe in me if we're not? Why would you? Obviously, you're supposed to be submissive after marriage, of course, because you.
But
hold on.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Okay,
hey,
sorry.
Y'all about to get. This is what I've been waiting for. No. All right, so listen.
Exactly. So that's what I was saying. They don't need to. That's why I said she don't need to be in that union. Then it's equally yoked. If y'all atheists, I mean, whatever, y'all do y'all thing. That's why.
Well, to each his own. Religion is very debatable.
Huh? Yeah.
But I'm saying marriage. Let me stop. If marriage is the end, that's the end goal. Okay. Obviously, by then, you both of y'all should have been submissive toward each other. There's already been some sacrifice. But to get to that point, are you even submissive to even get to that point? You with somebody for how long before you decide that you're going to be submissive? For a year or two? Because you may not get married for years. Or you may get married.
It shouldn't take a man years to know if he's going to marry a woman.
Let's get on that.
It shouldn't. But
it shouldn't. I mean, it shouldn't take a man 5 to 10 years to decide he's gonna marry that woman. At that point, they both need to move on. I'm not waiting 5 years for.
Period poo.
Period poo.
Man, I can hear so much. So.
No, get on it. Don't get on it.
What?
Get on it.
But that's why I said you gotta create that covenant, and I was talking about marriage. But some people they may not believe in that. You know what I mean?
Well, what I'm saying is, when you together with somebody, y'all together.
Okay.
Y'all are together.
Okay.
When y'all
you
boyfriend
single
and
till you
girlfriend.
married.
Well,
you filed single on your taxes until you are married. I'm single because that's what I found on my taxes. Okay.
No, but I'm saying. Y'all together, it's been a year. Or like you say, all right, let's say 5 years. That's our time limit, right? 5 years.
Never mind. Go ahead.
You said what?
Make me start preaching. Go ahead.
So 5 years, right? You said by 5 years, marriage should already happen, right? Or it should be happening.
Way before.
Okay. But it's not happening within a year of being with somebody, but y'all girlfriend and boyfriend. Are you submissive? It's real quiet around here. Can't even hear
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that
so,
for me, please?
we're going off of two of these examples. 5 years being like, all right, by then y'all should be married, right? We obviously know that in marriage you're going to be submissive. So while you boyfriend and girlfriend, like I explained, y'all together now, y'all boyfriend and girlfriend, it's only been a year, y'all not married. When are you submissive? Or are you submissive?
I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, I don't see why you can't be submissive. It depends on the person.
I don't think submission is okay. It's been 3 months. It's been 6 months. Now, it's been 3 months. It's been 6 months. Now, I need to submit.
Oh.
I feel like it's a trust factor, right? I feel like a woman comes to a point where I trust this man with my feelings. I trust him with my fears. I trust that he's going to protect me, emotionally. You know what I'm saying? He's going to protect me in all aspects. I can submit to him because I know he has my best interest at heart. He want to see me go.
Preach, sister.
He want to see me, at my best. Right. He wants to push me towards my best. So, you know what I'm saying? Now I can submit to a man that wants me at my best or to get me at my best. I think that's it.
I think that's pretty cool.
So. A year in a relationship, y'all boyfriend. Yeah, no, y'all just going all the way around it. A year, y'all together.
No, I'm not submitting.
Person, can you within a year? Have I trusted you with all? That's what I'm saying.
No, you keep asking.
It depends. I mean, I was
just whatever it takes for you to get submissive, keep that in your mind, right? That's what
he's doing. Everything that man doing.
He already hit
that's what I think the man doing. Because I mean, it kind of goes both ways. As long as he's leading, doing his job, as a woman, naturally we're going to submit, and that he can still put a ring on it. But he's showing that he can lead, and she's showing you that she can be submissive to a certain extent. Not saying you got to go all out, but you can still kind of show him that, hey, I can submit without like going all the way out. I think that's fair on both ends because he's showing you, hey, man, I like this girl, I rock with her. You know what I'm saying? Let me let her know that this is what I want. Let me show that I can lead, that I can, lead her in the right direction. I do trust and I do want to push her. If he's showing all these qualities, I don't see why it's wrong for a woman to be like, let me submit to him. Let me a look. You ain't got to go all the way out, but I feel like it's like a, kind of.
Oh, that's a good point. Jerry Hill just brought up. She said, I'm sorry, Jerry. This is why you have to take religion out of it and think on a larger scale, which is the vision he has for that relationship. Trust plays into that vision.
Again, it depends on upbringing. I mean, if you, that's why this is kind of like a touchy subject because just to put it out there, like, in the Christianity world, we talk about like submission, but we talk about, creating that covenant first. Mm-hmm. So a person that don't believe in it is going to have a different view. So that's why I said it depends on your upbringing. So this is kind of like
you still got to be equally yoked.
You got to be equally yoked. So that's what I'm saying. It's just, I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Take it out. But what I may believe in, I'm like, well, I'm not going to take marriage out. So that's why I say it may be hard for me to kind of submit in those early stages. I mean, like, you're not my husband.
Okay.
So I mean that's what I'm saying. It just depends on your beliefs. Sorry, that's just what it is. That's just what it is to me. Like,
I'm sorry, Jerry. But no, okay.
Like I respect what she said, but then again, like I said, it just depends on how you raised.
Because to me, the reason why, obviously, I'm not a Christian, so I don't have to hide about that. The reason why I would have to take religion out of it because I can't hold her to practices and values that
you don't believe in.
Not that I don't believe in, no, but that I think you have to be perfect in order to follow all the way through. You're going to make some mistakes here and there. You're not going to make all the right decisions all the time.
No.
So when you become a hypocrite or you become contradictory, then at that point, if I'm basing it off religion, then I gotta step out. You're not for me. You're not the right one. God has given me all these signs. I shouldn't be with you. But we're supposed to be learning to give people a chance.
Free will too. God gives us free will.
Yeah.
God gives us free will.
True. I'm saying, like, I believe in giving people chances. Which is, I would think the Bible was also preaching the same thing. Okay, so Jerry, but at some point, like you said, at some point, 5 years, that's too long. You know what I'm saying? You done waited too late. But that's your personal preference. Right. Where it may be to him, like, look, this is...
bingo.
You shouldn't take religion out of it. Submission should be in marriage. We not talk about marriage because that's... Because look, hold on, wait. Because look...
But that's what Jerry...
You're talking about
that's
submission in the courting stage.
And that's why I said I'm not submitting in the courting stage. Me personally, no. Some people will. That's why that's just me. That's my personal.
There you go. That's the answer.
That's me. I'm not submitting in the court. You know what? I may get. You know what? I may get submission tendencies.
And I'm telling you, in a relationship, before it gets to marriage, I will allow a man to take care of man things. Right? Like, if I'm in a relationship with you, my car break down, I'm calling you to help me with my car or to change my tire or change my... Men should do that. If I'm in a relationship with you, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to worry about calling my daddy to do it. I'm in a whole relationship
Bingo.
with a man.
That's...
Like, you my man. You should be helping me change my tire or doing man things. Like, if we living together in a relationship, but not married,
you can't actually say women are submissive and then say that you don't really submit in the dating stage because you are thinking of your religion.
I'm trying to be optimistic and open-minded because if we feel like a man should do all these things, which he should, I feel like as a woman, we too should do our part as well. That's what I feel like. But I feel like it depends on what submissive means to that person.
Yeah.
And I feel like at the end of the day, it depends on their relationship between the two. of each other. You know what I'm saying? So you can be like, well, he need to be changing my tire. He need to do this, he need to do that. But then what are you doing to bring to the table so he can put a ring on it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
So I'm just trying to be open-minded with that because, I mean, I definitely agree with what Tootie's saying. And most of the time, we ain't trying to do all that extra stuff if you're not my husband. You know what I'm saying?
And that's just kind of how you were raised. Like I said,
I'm being open. I'm trying to be open-minded. That's what I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Now, that's an unbiased opinion right there.
Relationship is like a string along because you can be so submissive and do the right thing as a woman, right? And that man still not marry you after 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's why I'm not submitting in the dating stage.
Exactly.
See, there you go.
I understand being open-minded. Yeah. But you're doing all that you're supposed to do and submitting as a woman, and that man still stringing you along just to get that ring.
Listen, Bazelle is on it.
No.
Okay,
No, I'm about to get Bazelle. I'm about to get you, Bazelle.
Okay, Bazelle.
Hold on, no, time out. Because we're talking about, it's a bit, most of the time, majority of the time, people having sex well before marriage. Yeah. People having kids well before marriage. You already been submissive.
But you can't pick
but then you pick, exactly, you pick and choose when you want to be submissive on this, on that, on this, until you want to wait until marriage.
There's always many baby mamas. There's so many no marriages.
Repentance.
And there is divorce because people get married for the wrong reasons.
That's true. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. We're just talking about submission in the grand scheme of things.
Which I can agree with that. You can't just pick and choose when you're gonna be submissive. Or like, well, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and then you still doing half of the stuff that you saying that you're not gonna submit to.
Yeah.
So it's contradicting yourself in a sense because you
pause.
That's I'm trying to say what Charlotte's saying.
Hold on. Help me understand. Okay, so you saying if I have sex with a person, that means I'm submitting to them?
That's what I'm trying to say. What is your definition of submission? What does that mean?
That is a form of submission. Yes. In my opinion, that's a form of submission. You giving a you giving a piece of yourself. You giving a piece of yourself. Y'all crazy.
Listen, that's what I was going to say. What is because that's different for everybody. Like,
and that's the first thing I asked. I said, "What is submission?" That's the first thing I asked.
Name 3 things that you listen. Name as a man. Name 3 things that you what's the word? I say.
Just said no. It's not Jay.
Bro, don't have me get you, bro.
I don't agree either, Bazelle, because it's
what
levels
to
sex.
What do you say? Okay,
what levels to sex?
No, I agree.
Listen, listen. What are 3 things that's submissive to you?
To me?
Mm-hmm. What do you consider submissive?
Support.
I'm not thinking about sex, but go ahead. I wasn't thinking about that, but go ahead.
No, I said
but he's a man, though, so that's what I'm saying. Everybody's point of view of submission is different. That's what I'm saying. So what is your thing? What do you think?
I believe sex is a form of submission, obviously, because it goes into lovemaking, sex and love.
No.
That was on 50 Shades of Grey.
What you talking about?
Never mind. Listen, but that went but it was
Mike, you wrong.
But it was sex in there.
She loved him
because she kept saying that. Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Thank you,
I got you.
Jerry.
Sis. I see what you're saying.
But he just said sex, though. He just
listen.
said
All right, let me finish. She said 3.
He just wanted sex.
Hold on.
Christian Grey was not in love with her.
Yes, he wanted her. He did want her.
We going on 50 Shades of Grey. All I said was sex. I said because sex with the person that you love turns into love making. That's a form of submission. Financial investing in that person, their goals. That's submission. I'm submitting my finances to you. That's my well-being. And also, time. Your time is submissive because you spending all this time with this person. They may be the wrong person. You don't even know it because you done spent all these years. Like you said, 5 years. He ain't married me yet.
You did and dating, period. I don't understand. How is that not submission? You spending time and effort.
Yeah, but you're spending time with just one. Some people not spending time with just one person.
Most of the
not
time
just having sex with just one person at a time either.
Okay,
so let's be real.
Different levels to sex. This is why.
Here we go.
So you said sex is a form of submission.
Yeah, she asked me in my opinion, sex is a form of submission. Yeah.
Didn't we have
In
this
his
discussion
opinion.
last
What
week
is
about
yours?
having emotionless sex?
Yes,
So
I feel
how
like.
is it-
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if
It's
you
still-
having emotionless sex, I don't think that's submission.
I don't either.
That's fine. That's your opinion. I'm not disagreeing
I got
with
you. Well, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying in my.
how that could be if it's
Maybe that's somebody he's serious with, like he's in a relationship with. I don't know.
I'm saying first of all, we was talking about being in a relationship with somebody, right? At that point, some form of submission is going to happen, or it has to happen. And then I mentioned majority of the time, people are having sex and having kids out of wedlock because we kept hitting on submission being only in marriage. When I'm saying you were submissive at some point well before then, your time, your money, and something else was spent all on this person. And at some point, you're either going to be like, all right, you're not for me or you are for me. And until then, it's up to you to decipher that form of submission or how the levels of it. Yeah, I agree. There is levels of sex. Some people can just throw it out the window. Some people don't. It's all a part of them.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the throw out the window sex, I don't think that's a form of submission.
Okay, cool. I don't disagree. But let's compare when you in a relationship and you having sex with somebody and y'all not married. We already know, and this is to the audience, we already know that marriage is gonna be equal submission. As you submitted to this person for life. Right. It's over. It's game over. Right. We're not talking about marriage. We're talking about the relationship before you get to the point where you can be married.
Okay. I feel like what happened, especially with women, we get defensive on that because there are situations where we're in a relationship and we have submitted to this man. We gave our time. We've had sex with them. We've sacrificed our dreams and our goals or whatever. What'd you say?
I said we were just playing.
But now and then we do all of that just to not, for him not to put a ring on it. So in the next relationship, it was like we ain't doing all of that. Like we ain't finna be going.
Right.
So I think that it makes it harder to submit.
Next man.
Yep.
Trial and error.
Yeah, it makes it harder to submit. That's what I think. That's my little point.
Excuse me. No.
Trial and error. Sorry
to that man.
But no, honestly though, I
don't think so. Child, they listening, honey.
But you know how like you were saying like people have kids out of wedlock. We do a lot of things before marriage that we shouldn't do. But I think it goes back to what Bazelle said. That's why you should do things the right way so we can cut down this confusion.
Don't listen to Mike. Don't listen to him.
My brother is smart.
He's been advocating for the community for all the wrong reasons. No, obviously, yeah, you're right. We shouldn't do, but we talking about what actually happens.
I know.
And we talk about reality. We have good intentions all the time. Nobody wants to go in a relationship like, I'm about to mess this up.
Right.
And if you do, you wrong.
Mayweather's daughter. She is submissive to NBA. What's his name?
Young boy NBA. Oh, NBA young boy.
I heard looking stupid. My wife, and she like.
I don't know anything about them.
She's submissive. This girl, she done caught. Yeah, she done stabbed one of his baby mamas. Like, just to keep him by his side.
Okay, that's not submission. That's idiotic. Like,
well, yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Jerry said, I agree. Women submit way before marriage, whether you want to admit it or not. True. Simple. You had to submit in order to see. There you go. Family. Say yes when he true. But then that's also why he proposes, because he feels
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why he proposes. That's why he I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking more so of submission up under the covenant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You exactly right. Like
I guess right. I mean, yeah, like I don't want to, because I'm not trying to be. I don't want to seem like I'm not being realistic.
Yeah.
So I guess to kind of back up, I guess there are some, I'm gonna say, submission tendencies in pre-dating. Yeah. There is, but like you said, I mean, for or if you're saying we're submitting, before marriage when he proposes, I mean, that's why he led in some type of way. When we say I do, that means. Yeah, he's leading, like kind of what we said, like, those qualities. So if he's showing that, then yes, we are talking about, we're talking about submission then. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Facts.
Go ahead.
But at some point, you've had to be submissive for him too, to even be like that he wants to marry you. Because if you're not doing that, he ain't gonna want to marry you neither. You know what I'm saying?
At some point,
right? That's what I'm saying.
We became submissive enough to where he's like, okay,
right.
I see.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't be like, well, I'm not being submissive unless you put a ring on it.
Some men don't even know what submission is. Like, they don't even know what to look for in submission.
True.
So
they don't. But I'm just saying, whenever you don't go to like the full extent of being submissive, you are being Like somewhat of, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but that's why I asked in the beginning, what is submission?
Right.
And then we gave you said leadership, and then I'm like, well, what's the real world? Give me an example, real world scenario. I don't even know if I asked it. I'm sorry. Did I ask that? Did I ask y'all for a scenario?
But I mean,
Do anybody have any scenarios?
So is a man submitting him proposing?
If he doesn't submit, was the submission in vain?
If he
exactly.
doesn't
That's why I'm not.
Definitely,
that's why
yes, it is.
Yeah, that's why I was saying like you can give submission tendencies. I'm not finna wholeheartedly submit to a man I'm not married to. I'm sorry, that's just me.
I mean,
right. I think it's. Oh, what you say? No, but I think it's and she. I mean, only time will tell. You don't know if a person gonna be
Relationships
submissive.
are a gamble anyway.
True.
Love is a gamble.
It is. So you said that. What's an example? Let's say we college sweethearts, right? We both graduated, got our degree, and my boyfriend, he's my boy. We're not engaged in nothing, but he was offered a job somewhere out of state, and it's up to her to decide if she want to stay or go with him. I feel like she's submitting doing that because she's sacrificing, leaving what she may want to do in that town to trust in him and letting him lead. And he be like, baby, I got this. I have to take this job. It's gonna set us up for success. And that's a form of trust. So she's submitting to what and letting him lead. Yeah. And is that a good example? Yeah,
so Twiggy Clark did that on the Clark.
Yeah, I have a friend that did that, and I mean, they're married, been married for 10 years, and she decided to, people was like, you shouldn't do that. But she was like, her friends like, you shouldn't do that. Y'all not married yet. She had to deal with all these people being judgmental, but she submitted to her man.
I think it's a scary position.
And it is scary, but I thought it's a gamble. Like Sue said, it's a gamble. Yeah. Like, period point, it's just a gamble. And so, but she's happily married, been married for like 10 plus years, and they doing good,
No, that's a perfect example. I think it's, I think because of the whole 90s era, and then, with the 90s and 2000s, and then nowadays, that's what birthed the independent woman. Because of that, most women were being submissive for many of eons, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what birthed independence, because they was like all these.
That's what we was taught by our mothers, though.
If we're gambling, I'm not putting my chips in just because my hand looks good at that time.
Yeah, don't put them all in, sister.
No, that's why I said submission.
Don't put them all in, sister girl. We ain't gonna put them all in, baby girl.
I go back to say submission tendency.
Yeah. So you're gonna just a little bit, just gamble a couple of your cards, not much, baby girl. Thank you, Coach Hay.
Okay, I think we got some real answers on that. I want to make sure we all on the same page.
Yeah,
so submission.
I agree. Yeah, I have to back up. Yeah, like submission tendencies, we do it before, premarital state. Yeah, in premarital stages.
So let me ask a question. So you said 5 years. That's iffy, right?
You said what?
As far as marriage.
Yeah, I don't feel like it should take a man that long to decide he's gonna marry a woman.
But what if it does? What if he's doing all that he's supposed to be doing, right? Like everything he doing, he protecting you, financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically, in all aspects.
What's wrong with why he can't propose? Like why he can't marry?
Does it have to be a bad reason to why he? What if he's not? What if he doesn't feel he's in a position to?
Let's just use me as an example.
I'm not using you as an example,
but it's a better example. So let me say it again. Mike went off. It's a better example.
I asked Tootie. I didn't even put us out there.
Okay.
Child, spill it. What's tea?
Spill it. No, cause he want to put us out there. He want to put us out there.
Does he not feel like he's a leader?
So what?
Hand me the crown.
Hand you the crown. Oh, well, you're pointing at the darn mic. Just say the crown. We know you sipping on her, cuz. Nah,
wait, what she say? Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
So,
don't put
we've had friends and family members or whatever. I'm not going to say specifically because it doesn't matter.
Spiritually, he should marry her.
We've had friends and family members say, why don't I just go to the courthouse, or why don't I just go ahead and get married now? Go to the courthouse, get married. Right? And I've put that out there because if no one knows that's watching, me and Jerry has already been married. We've been married way back then. We were really young. We was 21 years old, babe?
Yeah.
We were 21 years old. We are 30. Well, about to be 32 in a couple weeks. Anywho, we were really young, 21 years old. We was in the military. We was wanting to be stationed together. Anywho, long story short, we went to the courthouse then the first time. We didn't have a wedding. We went to the courthouse. So fast forward to now, we've been together since 2007. We got back together and been together now since 2017. And, you know, we've had, why y'all not married? Why y'all get married? And, you know, I felt the pressure, and I've kind of put the pressure on him. Let's just go ahead and go to the courthouse. I love you. You know, we have a family. We have a kid together. Why not get married? His answer is, I want the wedding. I want the turn up. I want the celebration with all my family, all my friends. And I completely understand that. I want the turn up too. I ain't never had a wedding. I want all the feels. I do. I want the bridesmaids. I want the cake. I want the throwing a bouquet and all that. I want it. But I feel like, why not get married? That doesn't
define y'all's union, though, all that.
Right. It doesn't. Oh, we got some questions? Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, why not get married? Had that later. So what's stopping you? Like, what's besides COVID-19 right now? You know.
Like 4 questions, y'all. Let's kind of go up. I think we had a.
What if the goal is these are questions you ask so you don't waste your time?
Okay, what? Okay, so Snooki, let's rewind back. So Coach Hudson said spiritually he should marry her. Snooki said, if you're not ready for marriage, why are you in a committed relationship with a woman that desires marriage?
What's a committed relationship? Ain't that marriage? You committed all the way?
What, Jerry?
You said, why are you not in a committed relationship? Or why are you in a committed relationship?
Hold on, y'all. We slow in the comments, so we trying to answer questions in the comments real quick. Hold on.
A committed relationship, if you ask me, is marriage. I'm committed all the way. Because
this ninja steered with his pinky.
Shut up, Kiasha, don't do me. I had my knife, it was over there, I didn't want to reach over. Anyway, because man, when I think of committed, I think of submission. When I think of submission, I think of all the way. Anyway, committed to me, if you ask me, a committed relationship is marriage.
Look toward the camera, because you making all these faces over this way.
Girl, you was looking at them when we was talking. We talking to each other.
Commit before you married.
I think a committed relationship is marriage defined. You committed to that person all the way, 100%. You can't change that definition of committed. It's either 0 or 100%. If you're not committed, 100%, then your relationship is conditional on what conditions this person do or pass or whatever.
So your love is conditional. It's not unconditional.
Yes, love is conditional. You have to.
So is love for you conditional?
Yeah, love is conditional.
But she said love for you.
Yes, I'm answering for me. Love is conditional. Okay. Yeah, because obviously, if a person cheat, are you gonna love them over and over again? Yeah. Over and over. If they cheat, over and.
You want me to cut mine out?
Just in case. Well, we back up. But.
Okay. So, do you not think you're 100% committed to her?
Better be.
What?
Are you 100% committed to her?
We're not married yet. No. All right. Look.
That's news.
Listen. Whoa. I think y'all. First of all, what's 100% being committed? What's 100% being committed?
Okay. Honestly, I feel like before you marry, before you, ask her to marry you, or just anybody in general, I think you should be committed then, because you know that you want to go all in. So,
what's the engagement phase for?
You said what?
What is the engagement phase for? There will be no such thing as engaged.
The engagement phase is to get ready for a wedding. That's it.
For a ceremony?
Yes. You have an engagement to get ready for the wedding ceremony. That's it. Engagement, proposing is to be engaged, that somebody wants to, so when you propose, you're saying, I want to marry this person. The engagement time is to
exactly, Snooki. I'm sorry.
No, you got it.
Love is unconditional. Love is not conditional. That's why
love
I'm
is
trying to get
love is conditional. Listen,
conditional.
y'all talking about, first of all, y'all try to mix up two things. You
Pam
said love.
Pam confused.
Honey, this is
I'm
news
trying.
to me, too.
Pam, coach.
News.
Go ahead,
Hold
Jerry.
on, wait. I never said I wanted submission. We was talking about submission in a sense. I love when y'all get I never said that. We was talking about submission. I asked, what is submission? That's how we started the whole conversation off. And I said, before you're married, obviously, because married equals submission. You in a relationship. When are you being submissive? And if a person not being submissive, how do you get them to be? I never said that was what I wanted. Now, let's go back to the whole love and in-love thing.
It's how you was raised. So people can say traditional. People want to get away from traditional. Some people still buy the traditional. It's your preference.
Right. I mean, everybody got their own preference.
Yeah, exactly.
We generalize it. Obviously, y'all, this is some banana oil. Come on now. Everybody got their own preference, so to each his own. But we talk about, you said love and in love. And I'm like, all right, when you said that, the first question that came in my head was like, so you love a person until you're in love with them? Which means they had to hit these conditions for you to be in love with them in the first place. They had to do this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And then because they did all these, now you are in love with them.
I don't necessarily think it's the things they do. I just think that, the quality time like you spend with each other, I feel like, or like, I don't know. I don't necessarily think it has to do with anything that they have to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to word it and not sound confusing.
See, Snooki, this is why I got to question you, because you said
first though, because I just read what she said.
That's right there. She said, once I love someone, right? Once I love someone, I love them forever, no matter what. But my presence in their lives is very much so conditional. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. First of all, my first question is, what got you to love them? What conditions did they meet, conditional, to get you you to love them? He had to do something. He just can't be himself, and you just love him.
Why? That's how people fall in love, because you similarities or just.
I'm saying he had to have spent time with you.
I did say quality time.
Right.
Quality time spending.
I'm just going off. I'm saying, like, when you define it, like you're talking about, oh, my love is unconditional. Well, I had to meet some conditions for you to be unconditional. I couldn't just do whatever I wanted when I wanted, and you just love me, i.e. cheating. That's the easiest thing I could point to. I'm not trying to use that as an example. I'm just saying, if it's over and over and over again, at some point you're falling out of love with this person.
Exactly.
It's no longer conditional.
You fall out of. That's why I said it's different. Yeah. You probably gonna still love that person, but you're not gonna be in love with them.
All right, and that's why I said that's a whole other topic, because everybody in love, I'm like, we'll go forever.
Yeah, I mean, because I guess it's that relationship, that bond y'all build before the cheating started, allows you to always have some type of place in your heart for them, for you to love them. But it's like you're not gonna be in love with them. Personal experience.
Love and care for you. Open up with her, but bye. I'm on to the next one. I gotta find the right one for me.
Right. So
you don't think it's different? Tell me why you don't think it's different. Like, you think being in love and loving somebody is the same thing?
You said being in love and loving somebody is the same thing? And I didn't hop on that because I knew that's gonna be like, that's a whole nother hour, right? In love and love, because I'm kind of confused on that, right? Mm-hmm. Honestly, and I'm gonna answer honestly, I really don't know, because I've only ever loved one person to a certain extent. That's who I'm sitting, who I'm sitting next to. So when I met somebody else after our first stint, it wasn't the conditions of, I'm loving this person because she's doing this, and this. And then once it stopped, like we talked about last time, right? Because she stopped communicating. Right. Now, like you said, I'm falling out of love with this person. And then at least for me, or I would generalize for men.
You didn't truly love that person.
Huh? You said what?
You didn't truly love that person. I don't think you ever fell in love with that person.
Well,
I think your love was conditional, and I think it was just that maybe you did love, you didn't fall in love, because you don't fall in love with every person you may date or meet. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I'm saying they have to meet these conditions for you to even consider loving them. If you're not spending time with me, if you're not communicating with me, if you're not affectionate with me, if you're not we're not sharing emotions and feelings and goals, then how can I love you?
Okay, so you're saying in order to love somebody, they have to meet the conditions first in order for you to love them.
Yeah, whatever your personal preference is of these conditions, whether you want to admit to that person or not, they have to meet it.
Okay, bet. So they meet these conditions, right?
Okay.
Then you fall in love with this person. Mm-hmm. So you telling when they stop meeting these conditions, you fall out of love with them, you no longer love this person anymore because they don't meet those conditions anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm saying, like, I don't know. I would assume from what y'all telling me that women have a lot more feelings and sacrifice, as they said into it. Mm-hmm. You have a lot more going on.
Well, yeah, because it is kind of, well, because you brought the subject cheating. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I have 2 older sisters. I have a mother, and you already know. You know what I'm saying? You know for sure, firsthand. You know right now. You see what happened? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I can't really say because that's like my mom's business. I'm not gonna put it out there.
No, right? No.
Would you call that in love or love? No, that's stupidity.
That's lust. We're not going.
Lust. So yeah, you gotta differentiate love and love. That's another subject too.
There are certain
levels.
There are certain things that we need fulfillment in, right? So
I got something to say.
So, not saying too much, right? That person doesn't love that other person. They need their needs met and have always needed their needs met because it's the same pattern. You know what I'm saying? It's the same pattern. So I don't think it's ever been so much of being in love or even loving. It's that I need this fulfillment. I need someone to hold me. I need someone to make me feel like a woman. Make me feel like I'm wanted and needed. They may not need me and want me in the way that I want to be wanted and needed, but it's somebody wanting and needing me. Just like a man. A man wants to feel wanted and needed in a relationship.
Everybody, we both do.
Yeah.
But I feel like you would say that there's certain there's something about the individual that makes you fall in love with them or to love them. And you made the comment that once they stop fulfilling those conditions, you fall out of love with them. But realistically, in a relationship, you date somebody 20 years, they're not the same person they was 20 years ago. They're going to evolve. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's huge to put on a person
Bazelle,
because.
Have I met Bazelle yet?
Yeah, Bazelle. Okay, wait. Let me read what he just said.
Mike.
Okay, so Bazelle just said you had love for her, but you weren't in love with her. Being in love with someone has nothing to do with conditions. I fell in love with a woman and didn't check off any conditions. I have more to say, but I'm tired of typing.
Nope, got you, Mike. Hold on, Mike. If you fell in love with that woman, how did you fall? All right, it's too much to type, right? First of all, was you dating her for you to fall in love with her? Yes or no?
That's hard to say, though, Jerry.
Because if he was no. Look, you can't be falling in love with somebody you never dated. That's what I'm saying. Like they have to meet these conditions. We're dating, so let's see if you're gonna do all these things I want you to do.
I ain't trying to use no movies, but that's just like I feel like that's just like you saying you used to dating a certain type of woman.
To love.
Right? You used to dating a certain type of woman, or I'm used to dating a certain type of man. But it's something about this janitor. I'm not trying to be funny, but like whatever thing that he do that I'm not used to dating, it's something about him that sticks out to me, and he's not on my condition, nothing I'm like typically looking for in a man, but it's something about him that makes me feel good. He makes me smile. He makes me happy, and does that make sense?
But yeah, you said he makes me, right? I'm saying that's a condition. This is what he's doing for me. If you can't fall in love with somebody you're not dating,
that's not a condition, because a condition.
That's like stuff like
when you say you have to meet conditions, like you have to do this.
Yeah, like make it just money, or you know,
it's like a checklist. It's like a checklist. So what she's saying, she's saying like, say if he was a janitor or whatever, she was like,
and that's ain't no wrong with janitor. We love y'all right now. You know,
Mike,
it's COVID-19.
Hold on, my bad. Mike answered my question. He said, yes, I dated her, bruh, but I didn't check nothing off. She made me feel like I was the only man for her. Listen, Mike, that's a check off for you. She made you feel like that you was the only man for her. That's a check off, bro. Stop acting like it's not, bro. That's a check off. I gotta feel like I'm the only one. Come on, bro. Stop lying.
But it's not
bro.
How she make him feel.
No, I'm saying she passed the condition. It's not that you're.
What is
look.
conditions to you?
It's not that
What's the
trying to
definition?
put that on her though. He didn't put that on her. You gotta make me feel like the only man.
No, nobody is gonna tell anybody this is what you gotta do for me in order to make me feel like you. No, this is something that's in you. This is something that you like in your head. This is what I want in a person. This is what I'm looking for.
What
He
if
asked
you didn't even know you wanted that in a person? Because you put this.
Okay,
in your head
go up. Let's check Jerry Hill. What did she say?
Go to Jerry Hill.
She said, "How do you think best friends end up being each other's forever? Love is an action." Coach Hutton said, "I fell in love with my husband before I dated him. He was in Tyler and I was in Terrell, Texas. We were in college." Mike said, "No, I didn't have that on my checklist. It was a feeling I had."
But
that's what I'm. That's
bro. Snooki hit it on the head.
Jerry, you making it seem like loving somebody and falling in love with somebody's a choice. It's not.
It's not. You can't. It is unexpected because you.
That's why I said, Jerry, I feel like your love is very conditional. That's why I asked you the first question: is love? Is it unconditional? Or is it conditional for you? Because sometimes, like, you do fall in love with people unexpectedly, and they don't be anything that you may have on your checklist.
Look.
So I don't feel like
it might not meet your condition, but
Jerry's scrawny butt was not on my checklist. I'm gonna tell you that right now. When I first seen him, met him, he was not on my checklist. But
let him talk.
he was very funny. He had great humor.
Jerry still thinks that's a condition.
He's still funny.
He's still funny.
Okay.
We
Whack
laugh
to me.
all the time, belly aching. He had great conversation. Was it a requirement I had? No, I didn't even. I was too young to know what the requirements was for me to fall. I was too young to even know what it took to fall in love with someone. Right. I had never fallen in love with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, back at home, I couldn't date. I couldn't have a boyfriend, so I didn't understand what falling in love with somebody even meant. But for me to get in a relationship with you, like, you made me laugh. You made me laugh more than anyone that I ever talked to. So, okay, I want that. I want to keep that. Okay, you have great conversation. Okay, I want that. I want to keep that.
And I mean, that's
so now I'm in a relationship with you because you are the person I enjoy.
You want that. You want to keep that, right?
But I didn't. But it wasn't a condition because it wasn't something that I knew that I wanted.
Does that make sense?
No, and that's perfectly fine.
Did you look at the definition of condition?
Yeah, because I'm like, are y'all? Huh?
Yeah,
look it up, Bernie.
Yeah. You want me to read it?
Yeah, read it.
The definition of condition, at least from Google, the state of something with regard to its appearance, quality, or working order. I'm just reading the first definition.
Nah, but you got to read the right one that's specific to what
we don't know. What you
How is that not right?
Huh? No, I was just saying making sure you're reading the right one. You said I'm just reading the first. I said make sure you read.
Well, it's like what you got the noun, you got the verb.
In other words, we don't trust it.
No,
so I didn't meet your conditions?
No. You missed what I was saying. You probably did read the correct one. I was just saying based off what you said. I'm just reading the first. I'm saying make sure you're reading the right one that is in reference to what we're speaking about. Which you probably did read the right one. I didn't say you did.
The definition. Can you read what Jerry Hill said? I like Jerry. She's
okay, honey. Come back, Jerry. We love you.
Shout out to Jerry Hill
and Snooki
and Mike.
Snooki on here preaching, giving the Bible for relationships. Come on.
Could y'all read what she said? Could y'all read out loud what Jerry Hill said, please?
Yeah. So you want me to check that? No, I got you.
So Jerry says, which is very, very awesome. She said, you got it, Tootie. You got it, baby. Go.
Jeez. The definition that Jerry has for conditional love is the same as a woman or man making a list of what they are looking for in a partner. Okay. Always what they think they need / want, and once someone displays everything that list then, And once someone displays everything on that list, then in Jerry's definition, then they are now in love.
Okay, now read the bottom.
No relationship works that way, Jerry. Just as his wife said, when you fall in love with someone, they hardly ever meet those things from that list. Jerry, I definitely agree with you.
Understand this. I never said that. First of all, y'all asked me about conditions in love.
Right. I asked you, was it conditional or unconditional? You said conditional.
Conditional, right?
Okay, go.
If you asking, she said, what did she say at the end? No relationship works that way. I ain't got my glasses. When you
Yeah, I was having a hard time.
They hardly ever meet those.
I ain't his wife.
So listen, she said, when you fall in love with. Yeah, you love the joke. First of all, it's so much. I could throw so many wrenches in here. All right.
Well, throw
a monkey.
Throw it, honey.
And it's gonna boring.
No, it ain't.
No.
Spill it, honey. Spill it.
Throw the monkey.
This was the circus. I mean, the circuit 4. I ain't the circus again.
You off the show. That's what.
That's what the circuit is for. So spill it. We wrong.
Look.
So come on.
You earlier you said you didn't know you didn't know you had this on your. You didn't know that these qualities, right, which is a part of the definition of condition. With me, like being humor or whatever, you didn't know that before I did it, right?
No.
But you wanted it. But you wanted it afterward, right? After.
To keep it. I didn't want
Yeah.
else to take these qualities of this man from me. So I want to keep this man so that I can keep these qualities because I enjoy it.
Right. Okay. Now you go ahead.
Cool. So when you met somebody else. When you met somebody else, did they have to be humorous or make you laugh?
They were humorous.
Did they have to be?
Because of what he
Listen. So they didn't have to. They didn't have to be, but that's what caught me.
But for
that's
you to
what.
stay with them, did they have to be humorous or funny? Could they just be dry and you be in love with them?
I didn't mesh with someone that was dry.
So that's a no. It's a no.
My lord.
No, but look, just answer straight up. We talking about
Are any of my friends dry?
conditions.
No.
What?
Friends. That's people who I mesh with. I mesh with people that have great personalities.
Look, answer this. Yes or no? After me.
Where you trying to go, child?
After the humor.
Okay.
When you dated any other guy, when you thought about in your head, I want to be with this person, or I might want to be with this person, or I don't know, maybe let's see where this goes. Did they have to check off, or did they have to be showing qualities of being humorous or funny, making you laugh? Or could they be dry? Could they be boring?
I didn't mesh with anyone that was dry or boring.
So no.
As a friend, it wasn't a requirement.
No, the question is yes or no.
Yeah.
Just yes or no, showing the answer, please.
What was the question again? Did they have to be? Did they
Funny.
have to be humorous?
Yeah,
Yes, they had to be humorous.
Okay.
Let him prove his point. Jesus. Let him have it.
Hey, click off that.
Jerry, you missing the point.
Yeah, you really are, but keep going.
No, I'm not missing the point. I get what you're saying. Obviously, I wouldn't be here if I didn't understand what you were saying. I get where you're going. I do have to play devil's advocate. One.
You ain't got to play devil's advocate.
Let him play it. I'm trying to see who's going to get juicy. Go ahead.
Look. Y'all crazy. Look.
Jerry is telling you that you're missing the point.
Jerry. Look, I understand the point. We already forget that.
No,
you said.
I don't want to forget it because I really.
No, because I was going to talk about marriage. I'm like, we already know that's the goal.
Okay.
We don't have to talk about that. We're talking about how do we even get to that point. Is it are we meeting these conditions or is it unconditional? Because if I love somebody, I can marry them today and tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like without conditions and conditional.
With that person.
I can't talk about in love because that's a whole. That's another 2 hours.
Anybody can meet those conditions. You still want. Anybody can meet those conditions, but you still will not be in love with them, or spend the rest of your life. That's what I'm saying. Anybody can make me laugh. You can get sex anywhere. They can be what conditions? He can buy me this. He can buy me that. But if he's not feeding my soul and making me feel good and want to live and just that's how you fall in love. And that's so you can't put conditions on that because anybody can make you laugh.
All right, so all right. Because obviously
anybody can do that. But it's a feeling that you get when you fall in love. That's what I'm saying. Anybody can do that. You can get anybody to make you laugh.
All right,
to
so
have good sex with you. To do this and to do that. But if they're not feeling your
have good sex with you.
Since
I'm not saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying. You missing my point. It's not just about sex. I'm not.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
I know you're not saying that, but he was like,
he's making it.
No. Hold on, let me pause. I'm not making that. All I'm saying is
Go get your dog.
Look, all I'm saying is whether we want to admit it or not, there are these lists, wants, needs that has to be met.
I ain't got no list.
That's a lie.
man, somebody you can. I'm
Look, because look, all right, if that's the case, every man could just mess around and have 2 women and y'all will be cool with it because you in love with me, right? You love me through all of it. That's exactly right. I have to be with you, right?
No,
Number 1 condition.
You missing it again.
How?
Okay.
I'm using an easy example. That's
Okay,
all I'm doing.
listen, you missed it. That's the whole thing while we're talking about being in love and loving somebody is the first we said that was different, right? And you didn't say that was different. We started talking about conditional. No, if a man feel like, say if I fell in love with this man, now you can definitely fall out of love with somebody.
Right,
say if I fell in love with this man or whatever, and then he go on this whole little thing where he feel like he can have 2 women. No, I'm not doing it. He don't know. He's not in love with me if he feel like he needs to go do that. So guess what? I may still love this man, but at that point, somewhere down the line, I'm gonna fall out of love with him.
Cause he in love with someone else.
Yeah, he in love with somebody else. At that point,
You said if he feel like he can love 2 women, then he not in love with you.
Be in
right?
love with 2 women.
Be in love with 2 women.
Chris Brown said he was.
Let's just say
sick in the mind, sick in the head, and you see what position he in.
Let's just say he said he in love with you, but he do have somebody else. Does that count?
No, he's not in love.
So all right, so you're
he might love, but he's not in love.
all right, and I said only reason I'm not gonna comment about loving and love because that's like a whole 2 hour. That's a whole nother episode,
Okay.
which we're gonna give to y'all. But if we just focusing on conditional and unconditional, and this all stem from submission. I use the easy example of cheating. I use the easy example of cheating because that's the easiest thing to point to. That's like the number one thing that focuses. I mean, that's the number one thing that gets people to break up. So if a person is continuously cheating on you,
I'm falling out of love with that person.
Right. That's all I'm saying. So it's conditional. Because as long as he is with you and treating you right and not doing you wrong, then you are giving him love or you are in love with him. Until he starts to go off the, off the pathway. Mm-hmm. And, I had a mistake. Oh, I got drunk. Oh, this is what happened. Oh, my bad. Every time, now you falling out of love. What do you think you in love or not? Snooki said earlier that if you in love with somebody from the get-go, then you in love with them, whether you with them or not.
She said you'll have love for them. You have love for them.
Right.
But you see what I'm saying? We can't. Okay. Your presence is conditional. Presence is conditional.
The love is unconditional, but the presence is conditional.
Only reason I don't understand that is because if I love somebody, I can still do for them.
That's not
exactly. Okay.
So
yeah,
I'm not.
Okay, me personally. I'm not in love with. Okay, so I dated a guy. You know what I'm saying? But I could still do stuff for him. I'm not in love with him.
But I'm saying, if you in a relationship with somebody else, can you still love that person and do for them while you in a relationship with somebody else? Not saying before y'all answer because I don't want y'all to think like.
What? I'm saying what? I'm sorry.
Not saying that you are in love in that relationship yet. You haven't gotten there yet. Let's say you're in another relationship. But then you love somebody.
Yeah, you can't be in love with 2 people. Go ahead.
And I agree. All I'm saying is once things start to, all I'm saying, because y'all said love is unconditional. I'm saying it's conditional. I can't be in love with 2 people. That's the conditions.
Right.
I have to be in love with just her.
Okay.
My condition, right? I mean it.
Right.
And also she needs A, B, C, and D, whether she tells me or not. This is the things I know of her. I've learned her. I have to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. And that's the things I want to do. I didn't say it wasn't what I want to do. So don't y'all get it confused. Once I'm doing all these things, she is going to reciprocate that love that I'm giving her. Also meeting my conditions because I'm doing.
That's we talking about the presence is conditional.
Right, and that's fine. But and going off the presence, you cannot not be in their presence and then claim that you still love them, but you're in another relationship. It don't work that way. You can't be doing for this person that you claim that you had love for. You're not in love with them no more, but you still love them.
Isn't that's why we say, the presence is conditional?
I think that's what she said.
Because you're saying that you say you can't be in a relationship with someone and still be doing for someone else. Is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry, say it again.
You're saying that say if I'm in a relationship with another guy, I'm in love with him, I'm talking to and my ex-boyfriend, I still have love for him and I can't do for him because I'm in love with this guy. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You see
I think yes. My bad.
Is that what you're saying?
Because they was commenting and I was reading Snooki's comment because I agree with the last part.
But is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm sorry, because I did kind of miss what you said.
Because see, as women, I feel like you said that you cannot be. You said you can't be in love with someone and still have love for like your ex and like do for them whatever. But I feel like I don't want to like put you, but as women, that's just. I know for me, I still love my exes. I still have love for them, and I can still do for them. I don't want nothing with them. I don't want that love. That kind of love is gone. It will never be there.
All right. So with that being said, let's say you in a relationship with someone. What's she say?
Her dude can't do it.
Oh wow! See,
they can do it. But your ex is dead. All of them.
But to what you said. Let's say you in a new relationship.
Okay.
And I don't know if I can go so far as say you in love with that person. All right, so let's go. All right, let's say you in a new relationship and you saying you in love with this person.
Okay.
And your ex, you saying you still one. The first question is you still have love for them, and then two, can you be doing stuff for your ex while you in this relationship and in love with this new person?
When you say doing
what kind of stuff am I doing? What am I doing?
Now that's a question for y'all because y'all said you can still do stuff.
Well, you give an example.
Yeah,
me? I mean, honestly, I don't do stuff for people who I used to be with.
And you don't necessarily do.
But if we were to if I was to give an example, let's just say he needs some money. Let's just say it's not even hard times. He just want $100 just because.
No,
I don't know.
no, we're not doing that.
Okay,
no.
now.
No.
And then let's say it's hard times. He want $100 or he need it. You gonna do it while you in love with this other guy?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I mean, but then again, that's not something I'm gonna keep from my partner. I know that's not even a part of the conversation.
You trying not to look? No, I'm saying go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just messing.
The struggle.
Somebody said,
That's cuz.
I just know for me, I can still. I don't have.
I would agree with Snooki last part. She said,
I agree.
She said she still love all her exes. They just don't have access to her no more.
Because guess what? That presence is conditional.
You said what now?
I said because that goes back to that presence is conditional.
Right, and I don't disagree with that. Because you have to be in somebody's life presence.
Yeah, that's why Jerry. That's why I said my partner would know. That's why I said I would let my partner know. It's not something I'm gonna do behind his back. Because at the same time, I'm me doing something for my ex is not it doesn't. It's not. I don't try to do it like in a exactly like a sneaky way. It's just like I have love for him. He in a bad place. Right. Let me just help him out. It ain't nothing to the fact as if I feel like I'm still in love with him. If that makes sense.
And you have to trust your partner too. You have to trust her. You know what I'm saying? The guy, he has to trust his girl to know that she just got that type of heart, and she gonna help. If he in need, she gonna help, and it's just that, and it's nothing more, nothing less. That's it, and it's understood. And he gonna respect that too. The other guy gonna respect that.
You zoned out.
No, I'm just listening.
Child.
I ain't got nothing to
say.
say.
But I think why this conversation is hard. I think why this conversation is hard is why we're agreeing to disagree or just kind of disagreeing is because the first statement about
Tori.
Read what Tori said. She said, "Heck no."
Hell no.
She said,
"Well, it's not necessarily that you owe them anything. No, you don't owe them anything. I don't think that's what we were. I don't think that's what we mean." Yeah.
No, because you keep sliding right out the
front. Oh, okay.
Yeah, every time you talking, you right cut off. But I don't know.
So what?
We will pray for them together.
See, look, Mike. What happened to the unconditional, Mike? He said, "Now we ain't talking about helping no ex financially."
Hey, I mean, Mike, hey, that was an example. But you know what? Praying, that's good too, Mike. If we pray together, hey, you understand my heart, Mike.
It ain't gotta be always money.
It can sometimes be being there for them emotionally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
hey, I know exactly. You know my family member. Yeah. You was with me when we was going through this.
And that's what I was gonna say too. If they just need a listening ear or something because of something like that happened, I feel like I could do that, and it doesn't mean anything more than just right there at that time.
Cause this man, he gonna know my man. He gonna know my new dude. They gonna be cool. Like we ain't gonna even be on it. That might not be cool, but it's gonna be understood. It's gonna be understood though, because if not, then I don't know. Never mind.
Child, I don't talk to my exes.
We know.
Yeah, we definitely.
Okay.
Back to what I was saying, I feel like the conversation. So I said because like we can't really speak about the difference between like being in love and just like loving somebody because you like that's a whole nother topic, and then we're trying to talk about conditional and unconditional.
Yeah.
So I feel like we have to kind of speak on the difference between that to really go into depth of
on love and in love.
Yeah, like the difference between being in love and loving somebody, and then versus conditional and unconditional.
See, I would have to wait because
that's what I'm saying. I know you said it's a whole nother subject, but I feel like once we can really dive into the difference between being in love and just loving somebody, we can more so decipher between the. I guess make you understand the conditional and the unconditional, because you said that's something you still kind of confused about. Or was it the in love and being in love?
In love and being in love. Because if I answer now, I know y'all good. If I answer now, it would be biased because it's gonna be biased regardless. Yeah, never mind.
I guess
because I can't say I've fallen in love with anybody else other than her, so I can't say that
because no one has touched your heart like she has touched your heart,
and nobody has met these conditions like they.
So she had a checklist.
Exactly.
So I'm saying you had a checklist.
You had a checklist.
Yeah.
So
I mean, no. Look.
Did you have a conditional before her?
What?
Did you have a conditional? Because I mean, you ain't never met nobody like her, so you ain't never had no conditional of her. Because you
no, yeah. Like just like she said when we first got together, huh?
Fix it. Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, trying to tell me to fix it. You tell her.
I'm dealing with it.
She trying. Anyway.
Go. Stretch me.
What? Sound real heinish.
I'm not dealing with y'all.
Okay, we sorry.
No, but I forgot what you said.
Today I gotta work in the morning.
I do. I work from home.
Oh man, we're gonna have to end this then.
Wake up.
Well, you wanna? You said she had a topic she wanted us to talk about.
Oh yeah, we did have somebody proposed a topic.
Sorry, y'all. We really got into that. We gotta have a part 2 on that. Sometime on that.
I don't think I could deal with my ex doing anything for his ex out of love, whether
it's personal preference.
The only way I can see that happen is if a child is involved.
I mean, it's
I just think it's communication.
It's communication. It depends on you and your partner. So, I mean, it may not work for everybody. Different strokes for different folks.
True.
It's exactly like you said. You got to be communicated, but I'm generalizing here. Some, but not all. Some, or to me, most men, they're not about to agree that. Yeah, you can do for him. No, they not. No. And Mike, I dare you to answer because I got a real world example for you, bro. But no, most men. No, because it came from me. What you talking about?
I mean, yeah. Do y'all want to touch on this? So somebody proposed a topic to me, and it's more so for the women. Why are women rude to each other for no reason? Is this a black woman thing or what?
I'm so sick of this conditional word. I don't know what to do.
I know, Lord.
Yeah, I don't want to hear conditional anymore.
I want to hear condition.
So, you speak on that.
So,
a dish.
I don't know. Like, I've experienced this a lot.
I have never been rude to anyone. Like, initially.
What happened?
Hey, I'm sorry. She just said.
Let's hold on that topic.
When you have truly moved on from a relationship, you don't really do a lot of communicating with your exes.
I mean, I don't think we ever. I mean, I didn't say we heavily communicated.
But something may have happened.
No, we just talked about if you could still be there. Like if there's if like the situation ever presented itself. It's not that we're heavily communicating or whatever. It's just like we still have love for that person.
The only thing I can comment on with my ex, is if anything I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not doing it. I'm not risking my relationship for her. Period.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's not nothing sneaky about it. You're communicating that.
Yeah. But if my partner is like, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what y'all saying. I'm just saying for me.
That's your personal preference.
I'm not risking anything. I don't want no questions. I don't want no suspicions. I don't want none of that. I don't want anything to even be perceived as there may be something or anything. I don't want none of it. I don't want no beef. So I can't do anything. like you said, like Sneaky said, I'm taking my whole presence out. That means I don't exist to you anymore. Right. I am now an ex. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead. That's just my opinion.
Okay, cool. It just be her. I feel like, well, you don't have to necessarily talk to the ex. I know for me, I'm always like, I'd be cool with my ex's family. So I don't necessarily talk to them, to my ex, but I still be in communication with their family because we've created that bond. So to just kind of cut them out, and you ain't gotta talk to them all the time. You gotta hang out with them, but you kind of still, and you gotta mature. I mean, ain't buddy with them. You ain't it's understood.
It's not like
I wish you the best.
Yeah, and it's still love there. It's still love there. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa, but they understand what situation you in too, so they don't overstep that boundary too. So, you know. So I just feel like it depends on that person, and like you said, your personal. You don't want to do that, then don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. What I say, different strokes with different folks. That's just what it is. I mean, if that's your personal, by all means, you know, do what's best for your relationship.
Yeah, this was a good. It was a great topic. So back onto the why are women rude?
So and she said,
why are women rude?
She said, why are women rude to other women for no reason? Is this a black thing or, you know? A black woman thing or honestly, I'm gonna be honest, you know, I work in I feel like it's their own insecurities. I mean, I've definitely experienced where like, you know,
but how can it be insecurity off of an initial meeting of someone?
I mean, because for me, like, honestly, it doesn't matter what race you are. If I have a chance to build up the next woman, then I'm gonna do so. But a lot of women don't think like that. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of us spend we spend more time trying to tear each other down. It's normally over a man.
Right.
That ain't good for neither one.
Or they in a level that the other person want to be on.
Except for a man.
Exactly, it's an insecurity thing.
That just really answers the whole. It's an insecurity thing, why else would you be mean and rude unless you got some kind of history with that woman to be like nasty or that type of way?
No, let me tell you, I work in corporate America, and it's crazy because like. If you know my personality,
I know exactly what she means.
Like if you know my personality, like okay, well, sometimes I do have a resting face, but other than that, like I'm goofy, but like I've experienced where a majority has been black women. It's kind of like they give me this mug, and it's kind of like you even never met me type thing, and then once they meet me, they're like, oh, like you cool, you down to earth. So why is that initial?
Their own insecurities.
That's what I'm saying. It's their own insecurities. Like, I'm telling, like, literally, I'm walking down the hall at work, and then I get like this side eye. I'm like, wow, do I know you? Like, in another life type. So, yeah, and it's crazy because, like, some of the women that, I am cool with work, I'm kind of like, is it just me? Or, like, what is it type?
I don't know. I think, us as black women, I think we're always on guard. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Not just with each other, but with every woman that we encounter. I think we're just kind of always on guard with everything that, we encounter. So I don't think it's necessarily us being necessarily rude, but just being on guard of the next woman. Like, we kind of just always have to work harder for everything. So you just never know who is coming for you, or, you just never know everyone's intentions. You know what I'm saying?
What is that song? Okay, so what Pam said, we asked, what is this song? Read Pam's comment.
What song? Let me see. I can't see because Jared.
She said
I got my glasses on because it's about y'all. Pam said...
Flawless.
Pam said we ask black women and
we ask.
Yeah,
she just had a typo.
We ask black women, in my opinion, tear each other down. Darker skin versus light skin.
And Pam, I have to agree with you. We do. I don't know why we do that, because even when I'm at work, I was like, why is it so easy for us black women to tear each other down and to build each other up? Like, what is it? Why can't we congratulate each other?
That goes way back when to our ancestors, when, of course, light skin was in the house, dark skin was outside working the fields. That's where it started. That has nothing to do with what's going on recently or within the past 20 years. That was way back when.
So why can't we move away from that then? Because that happened in the past. Why can't we?
We haven't moved away from blacks being treated wrong either. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. So growing up, I mean, we can be real on this. Growing up,
bro,
this is a raw platform. No, growing up, as a child, I used to be like, oh, I don't like light skinned girls because
insecurities in you.
No, it wasn't that. The light skinned girls that I encountered, they always felt like they were better than everyone. They treated you like you were lower than them. So I was just like, oh no, I don't like light skin. I definitely ain't date no light skinned dude because they think they the it, and they not gonna treat me right and all this and that. So I never dated. Well, I did date one. That was only because my mama forced me to be his girlfriend. But no, I never dated a light skinned guy because I'm just like I never dated a light skinned guy. What?
I guess he was brown.
Who? 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 Say it.
Right. Oh, Jesus. I'm confused.
I'm so confused. Who? Who?
Kelston, bro.
He's not light skinned.
He ain't black neither.
What are you talking about?
No, he's not dark. What am I?
Oh my God.
It's over.
It's time to go home.
He is not light skinned.
Okay, anyways, let's get back on
He's
topic.
my skin tone.
Is he?
Yes, he is. Who are y'all talking about?
No, he's not.
Sean, you are wrong for that.
Yes, he is. He is
Okay,
not
listen.
light skinned.
Okay, that's fine.
My mama talking about LOL.
Oh my Lord. And I dated he's not light skinned.
Okay, come
That's
on.
fine. I know what you
Yeah.
Christ. I'm trying to figure out who y'all think I'm talking about. Who I was in a relationship with. Good Lord. I was on a relationship with one light skinned guy that was Brandon Lee in high school.
What is his last name?
More.
It is.
Got me. Pull them on up.
Please.
Ugh.
Is he?
And he yo.
She said,
Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's not pull up X's and be like, ugh. Let's not do that.
Y'all only got one, and he ain't
Don't pull up none of mine.
You heard it first here on the Chitlin site.
Can't hear you.
Okay, what was your whole rant about you not liking light skinned chicks?
Because I always feel like they feel like they were better than.
That's right.
And
Tori.
worth. What? But that was me as a kid. So.
Honey, I love all women. I think all women are
Wimmer.
beautiful. All shades. But no, I just think
Yes, now as an adult, growing and
I ain't never had no problem with them.
okay, you didn't.
I'm just saying I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah, mine wasn't. When I was talking about at work, it's not even a
But
light-skinned, dark-skinned
it's not.
thing.
But so I mean, I've definitely experienced, girls just like side eye you. Or,
I am not taking it personal, Nene.
or like judging you just by your looks or your personality, and not like really build. Just kind of being, I'm like more like competitive because I feel like it's only room for one person. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
That's what I feel like.
y'all know that song by Beyonce, Flawless, where it's like a that lady is talking, where she said, "We
my dang,
teach."
Sean, I'm taking it personal. I'm taking it personal.
Honey, what the lyrics?
Well, yeah, it was kind of like the first thing I said. Normally, I said we is over like men.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of what the song say. We teach girls to be competitors, not for jobs or accomplishments, which I can think would be a good thing, but for the attention of men. So that's what I was saying. Just I don't know. I guess I was saying that to go back to my first statement. I said normally, girls they tear each other down over like men, because like I don't know.
I got a question.
Yeah.
To the rudeness.
Yeah.
Yes, Nook.
But I definitely agree with those insecurities, though. It's kind of like if you see a woman how she carry herself, then you may aspire to carry yourself that way, but for some reason you don't, and it's just kind of like. Sometimes it's that, like you envious of somebody, not even knowing too. Yeah. Like you know what I mean? It's.
The question I guess I have is it if what she's saying is right, like black women are rude to each other, is it an appearance thing? Like, oh, she's prettier, or oh, she's, she ain't that good looking. That's why I'm gonna be rude, cause
I don't know, cause like I said, I mean, again, it goes back to the insecurity. Maybe that is a thing. I don't know. Maybe it is a thing. For me, like I said, I don't have no issue with with the next woman. Like I said, no matter what color you are, if I have an opportunity to build you up, that's what I'm gonna do, and I hope you do the same thing for me. Right. So it's not even a race thing for me. I'm just saying more so I've experienced it working in corporate America for like 2.5 years, where it's just like black women, I don't know if they feel like they intimidated by me or what is how I carry myself, because I do carry myself in a professional manner. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, it's the intimidation piece. Like, what is it? Type.
Let's see what the comments say.
Yeah.
Coach Hunter said, I was always picked on because I was light skinned. She said, bet not try it now. That's what I'm talking about, Coach. Huh? Snooki said, I root for all women. I want to see everybody win. Right. Right. She does. She's always supports.
Always been so support. I love that.
Let's see. They're not loving who they are, which is why they tear down the other female insecure.
That's just what it is in a nutshell, I feel like.
Jerry said, what black women y'all meeting? Only rude women I run across are old women, laugh out loud, only because I truly believe older women just don't care.
Yeah,
true. That is true.
Yeah, Snooki said, it's an insecurity. I find joy in complimenting and uplifting other women, especially black women. Exactly.
Love it.
Honey, snaps on that.
Mm-hmm. Get out.
Yes, ma'am. I like that.
Yeah.
Want to hit your last question that you been saving from last time, the whole coronavirus and the relationship thing?
Oh, well, that should have been in the whole conditional and unconditional.
No, because never mind.
Well, anywho, Tootie said no. Yeah, it is kind of late. We can say this for another time.
She gotta go to work.
It's already 11.
Well,
we'll save it for another time.
We lied.
We lied.
Hey, anybody else got anything they want to put out?
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Y'all want to tell them how they can find y'all and everything?
We love it.
You can pull up our tags. You already had that.
There you go, baby.
Yeah, you can follow Q on Facebook. There you go, a Facebook tag right there. All right, you know what I'm saying? It's Q, Quenisha Johnson, that one.
He got it.
Okay. That thing, that, it'll pop up.
That's so cute.
And then there goes her Instagram right there, Quenisha_J, Instagram, IG. So,
that's right, baby.
Yeah, there's mine. Jerry the J. You're going to obviously find her. She in my profile pic. I can't run from it.
Profile pic, honey. We tagged each other in everything.
In everything. All right, anyway, thank y'all for joining us on the Chitlin Circuit. We're going to be coming back again sometime next week or maybe the week after when I get everything situated, and hopefully...
Oh, well, you got your... So, Jerry also has the Chitlin Circuit on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
He has it on. He has an Instagram page. Also, he's on Anchored, which is a podcast app, and he's on Spotify, y'all. So y'all can find the Chitlin Circuit and these conversations that we're having on those different platforms.
Yeah, ain't no excuse. If you drive and you ain't got nothing to do, you better pull it up on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes. It'll be up there soon. As soon as they hit me up with the approval, and afterwards, you can find us everywhere. YouTube page to see all the other episodes, and we're gonna hit y'all back next week or some other time.
Also, before we go, if you guys want to just throw out some topics you want us to speak on, you can inbox either one of us, and we'll be down to speak on it.
Yep.
And if you want to get your wig split, y'all need to be hitting up these two ladies right here.
Oh yeah.
What's wrong with y'all? You in Texas? Well, you ain't gotta be in Texas to get your wig split.
We ship.
Stop playing,
let them know.
Stop playing.
They ship
bundles, ready-made wigs,
honey. Talking about having your head slayed, honey. They're gonna be asking you who did your wig, and you can say Queen by Q or I got my wig from Mercedes Maddox collection.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks. It's a hype over there.
Yeah. All right. Thank y'all again.
Thank
Thank y'all.
Appreciate
Love
y'all.
you guys. Y'all be safe. Bye.